We spent every day from February on trying to get schools open. We knew that remote education was not a substitute for opening schools, but we also knew that people had to be safe.
It remains clear that one of the long-term political effects of the pandemic is memory loss.
When was the first time you engaged with CDC in any way, shape, or form directly?
The first time was when they asked us to do the Zoom. I think the first time. Look, I'm 65 years old. I don't remember everything anymore. I'm sorry.
The president of the American Federation of Teachers' testimony was light on detail, and she took no responsibility for the lockdowns that in many people's eyes put teachers' concerns ahead of school children.
We were talking to the Biden transition team before he was sworn into office.
Okay.
And
Did they reach out to you?
Yes,
CDC?
they reached out. No, the Biden transition team reached out to us.
Okay.
Also somewhat telling were revelations regarding the cozy relationship between the AFT, the Biden team, which wasn't even in office yet, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Did you suggest revisions to their operational strategy?
What we suggested, sir, was ideas.
For a teacher, albeit one who hasn't taught a full class since 1997, Ms. Weingarten sure struggled with the concept of yes or no answers.
It's yes or no, please.
Said ideas, as she put it, to CDC guidance, included work from home options for teachers with high-risk conditions.
That proposal was accepted.
Okay. Now you've answered my question. Thank you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just slow.
While another so-called edit included changing the guidance, as Mr. Weinstrup put it, if a new variant arose.
Was the proposal accepted?
Yes.
The reality is that in July of 2020, while the Trump administration was pushing for schools to reopen,
we don't want our kids to fall behind academically.
Ms. Weingarten was endorsing teacher safety strikes if unions deemed local reopening protocols to be inadequate.
I want Donald Trump to sit in the back of my class of 39 and breathe their air.
Also worth remembering that hundreds of private and charter schools did reopen that fall without the surge of illness that Ms. Weingarten claimed to fear.
Neither the president at that time nor Betsy DeVos would confer with us.
There's nothing in the data that suggests that kids being in school is in any way dangerous. We know that kids from vulnerable populations and homes have been suffering by not being in school and by not continuing their learning.
What no one will have forgotten is that the nation was at, shall we say, a peak politicization as the election neared, and Mr. Biden's position was clear.
This is going to be a teacher-oriented Department of Education. And it's not going to come from the top down, it's come from the teachers up.
Mr. Biden's inauguration took place on January 20th, 2021.
On February 12th, 2021, the Biden administration released its first school reopening guidance, which frankly might be better described as school closing guidance, since it recommended keeping 90% of America's schools closed.
There is a way to get the schools open and to have it be open safely. And the children see that, and they just don't understand why their teachers don't want to come back to the table and negotiate.
Some of AFT's suggestions were included nearly word for word by Director Walensky herself. In a transcribed interview, a career CDC official testified that this level of coordination was, quote, uncommon.
Do I have Director Walensky's direct number?
Yes.
Yes, I have Director Walensky's direct number.
Well, hopefully she'll give it to me too.
Today, Randi Weingarten and others are trying to rewrite history because they know just how much damage has been done in lost learning and livelihoods as a result of unnecessary lockdowns.
And Randi, thank you. We kept our commitment, didn't we?
Yeah, that's what I said.
All right.
The lockdown lobbyists want everybody to forget any of it ever happened, and it's important for democratic accountability that they don't get away with it.
Thank you for caring. Thank you for putting this organization first every single day.